Hello, I'm Jared Willits, and welcome to my thoughts for what they're worth up to episode number 37. This one entitled, That Is the Question. Get to the meat of the matter in a moment, but as I always do, is kind of the way you do things here in the podcast world. You ask. You don't get the order unless you ask, right? So if you like the podcast, push the like button. Sharing it would be great. Subscribing would be wonderful. Do one of those, or do 1, 2, or all 3. That would be great for my thoughts for what they're worth on YouTube and Spotify. That is the question. That is the title of this week's effort. So here we go. You'll have to forgive me on this one. To vote or not to vote? That is the question. Well, it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous politics and candidates, or to take up arms, or actually armchairs, and stay at home and not vote. Shaky research, I think, but what I've read show there are a lot of people who are just so dissatisfied with two particularly flawed candidates that they're just not going to vote. Just going to do it, can't do it. Well, they'll probably vote down ballot for all that, but for the major political parties and the presidential candidates, they're saying no. And the percentages are somewhere, and I think it's shaky research, I don't know, because there wasn't that much of it. Somewhere maybe 11%. 15, maybe close to 18% or so of people say they're just not going to vote, not going to vote. Gosh, throwing your vote away, right? Is that what that's doing? It does seem that way, letting someone else make the decision for you. But if you feel so negatively about each candidate, it's going to be hard to push the lever, although we don't push levers anymore. That shows you how old I am. For a candidate you really don't like. And I think a lot of people, we've talked about this before, may not like Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, but they like the side that they're on. So they're voting more for a side than they are a person and all that. So we'll see how it might affect the election. I mean, gosh, it's pretty slim, they say, the margin between the two in the battleground states. So maybe all those people who are bowing out can make a difference. I didn't see any research in saying, are they more on this side or that side? And this brings me to this. Can you remember a time when you were okay with both candidates? You know, you wanted candidate A, but, if candidate B were to win, you'd be okay with that too. Someone who was qualified to lead the nation. It is hard to remember a time where that was the case, where you thought both candidates were good people, good presidential timber, who had the wherewithal and the acumen to run the country well. It's been a long time since that has happened. So maybe the people who are not voting, again, sending a message to the major political parties, simply do better next time, will ya? Could you just give us a couple of candidates who are really worth our vote? Could you do that? Now, for all the people, I'll offer, I hate to give advice, because I'm not that smart, but here's what you might want to do, okay? I think, with all the campaigning and the political ads, so on and so forth, what they are saying now, what they're saying on the campaign trail, the campaign ads, discount it, throw it away. Either they're lying to you or they're telling you what you want to hear, and done the research, and this group wants to hear that, and America wants to hear this, not necessarily what they really feel or would like to do. So what you do, all right, you throw all that away and you look that way. You look at what they have done. Not what they say they're going to do, but look at what they have done. And then that might make a decision. Either that, okay? Because I said before, both candidates stink, so you go in there, you hold your nose, and you and you vote. Still having trouble? Well, anybody got a quarter? Those are my thoughts for what they're worth. Please like, subscribe, and share. I'm Jared Willits.